What's going on? It's Chris. Hope you're having an awesome morning. I'm just out on the morning walk with the dogs, and I'm actually going to a virtual event today that my business coach puts on. His name's Dan Martell, and I was thinking about this. This is one of my tricks, one of my hacks I wanted to share with you, and it's all about preparing for events. So it's just on my morning walk here, and I was listening to a talk that April Dunford gave, who's going to be at this event. She has an awesome book called, I believe it's called Obviously Awesome. It's about product positioning. And she's going to be here, and I've actually already read the book, and I've already seen, many of her videos. But I just want to give myself a quick mental refresh because, she's a world-class person when it comes to software positioning, which, as a software company is super important. And it really reminded me of this thing I do, which I learned from management, which is it's about the meeting before the meeting. So when you're leading a company, before you have that morning meeting or that quarterly meeting or whatever, there's time that you can take to actually prepare and not just wing it. Or you fight against this thing that happens. I forget the name of it, but when you buy a product like an event ticket, you feel the reward as if you've already gotten it. Or it happens when you sign up for a course or you buy a book about some business challenge or opportunity. Your brain lets out some dopamine and it feels like you've already achieved it, but that's not actually. So, but anyways, that happens with events. I remember going to a business conference a long time ago that I didn't really prepare for. And honestly, I didn't really get that much out of it. I went, I heard some good talks, I met a few people, but it wasn't that great. But what I learned, the event was okay, but I just didn't get that much out of it for my company. But when it comes to in-person events or masterminds, or if you do peer masterminds or CEO groups or something like that, having preparing for it instead of just winging it, I find that I get a lot more out of it. So if I'm going to an event, virtual or in person, I spend some time, who's going to be there, not just on the stage or whatever, but in the crowd, and check them out, see what they got going on, and see where there might be potential collaboration. And it's not really a thing where you plan this thing and you're going to rush in there and then I'm going to do this for you, I'm asking you to do this thing for me kind of thing. It's not like that. It's more just being conscious and purposeful in how you approach an event. There's this thing in influence or marketing or sales where it's about being interested more than being interesting. So even just spending a little bit of time looking through an attendee list or a speaker list, and then when you bump shoulders with them physically or virtually, you're aware of who they are. You may know something or have a question ready that you might want to ask, or a compliment about some accomplishment that you admire in their personal or professional life, and something like that. It does not take a lot of time, but I found this kind of method of preparation to be super helpful. Now, you don't have to be, super all in. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about fighting the dopamine hit, like when you get a book that you already got the result promised from the book title or the subject matter or whatever. It's the meeting before the meeting. And sometimes that's a meeting with your leadership team. Sometimes that's a meeting with just yourself. So I'm gonna get back to my morning walk. I got this event starting up soon. I'm gonna see April Dunford later today. If you haven't checked out her book and you're in business, doesn't matter what kind of business, even if you're not in software, even if you're a consultant or whatever, positioning is super important. And she is a great thinker on it, and she's really pushing the knowledge forward on what positioning is and how to improve it for your product or service. So I'm Chris. Thanks for checking out this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And think about that. If you're going to an event or having a meeting, put a little bit of time in before it happens, just really focusing on it and how to get the most out of it, and how you can give, how you can, contribute with no expectation of return. How can you put out some, good energy or contribution? So I'm Chris. Hope you have